But right now, the Mets are down to 3 outs to work with. Kevin Kiermaier has taken over in center field for the Dodgers. That's the only defensive change they make. Jesse Winker in to lead off for the Mets. Blake Trinan deals and a fastball in for a called strike, 0-1. Trinan struck out the side in the top of the 8th inning. Nimmo, Vientos, and Alonso. 0-1 now the pitch. Off the outside corner, a sweeper, and the count 1-1 strike. If you are emotionally invested in this Mets team, and you're sad right now, it's certainly understandable. But I promise you that won't take long to wear off if it ends here. The 1-1 upstairs, 2 balls and 1 strike. Because once the immediate disappointment, if they don't pull off some kind of magical comeback here, wears off, you'll realize what an incredible ride this team took you for this year. The 2-1 in for a called strike, a fastball on the inner half, 2-2. Started out 0-5. They showed some signs of life before they fell to 11 games under the 500 mark. And a lot of people had them written off right there. 2-2 on the way. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with a fastball. And Blake Trinan gets his first out in the 9th inning. He has struck out all 4 batters that he's faced. 1 away. Starling Marte is coming up. And so when you're lying around during the offseason, anticipating the next one, and you think about what the 2024 Mets were all about, you won't be able to keep yourself from smiling. Marte takes low, 1 ball and no strikes. Remember the talk over the winter? Transitional year. They're punting on the season. Well, they've kicked all the way to the 6th game of the National League Championship Series. The 1-0 to Marte, in for a called strike, 0-1. And I'll say this, on a personal level, I was 15 years old when they won the 1969 World Series. That's 55 years ago. So you can do the math for yourself. The 1-1 to Marte, hit on the ground back towards the mound, backhanded by Trinan, sets and throws in time, 2 men away. And the Dodgers are 1 out from the National League pennant. But I'll just say this about the 2024 New York Mets. This 70-year-old feel 15 all over again. But they're down to their last out. Tyrone Taylor settles into the batter's box. Trinan's retired all 5. 10-4 Dodgers. First pitch on the way, a fastball inside under his elbow, ball 1. You can watch baseball for a lot of years and never see the run that the Mets went on during this postseason and even the days prior. The 1-0, fastball in for a called strike, 1-1. Really began on that day after the schedule season when they had to go back to Atlanta from Milwaukee and play a doubleheader. The 1-1. In for a called strike, the sweeper, 1-2. They started this ride with a dramatic win, the most memorable one in the first game of that doubleheader to clinch a playoff spot, but now they've got just a strike to work with. And Trinan's 1-2 to Taylor. Swinging a pop-up, shallow center, might fall, and it does, a base hit. Picked up by Kiermaier, and Tyrone Taylor, refusing to make the last out, is on at first, 2 men away, and Jeff McNeil will be the batter.
Well, where this organization is going, with the people that are leading it right now, Carlos Mendoza, David Stearns, this is just the beginning. Whatever this is just the beginning. It's been unbelievable to see with how they put this together, how far this team got this year. Something.
Couldn't agree with you more. Here is McNeil. Taylor will run. The pitch taken for a called strike, 0-1. In all my years broadcasting, and even before that covering the Mets, this is the most synergistic setup they've had between ownership, front office, and the manager and coaches. The 0-1 on the way. Line towards second. Off the glove of a leaping Taylor into right field for a base hit. Tyrone Taylor around third comes home to score. McNeil on with an RBI single. And it's poetic, isn't it, somehow, that the Mets, even if they don't pull the Houdini act of all time off, they're just not going quietly. 2 out, nobody on. Single by Taylor, takes second on defensive indifference. McNeil singles him home. It's 10-5 Dodgers, and Francisco Alvarez will be next.
You talked about Alvarez, specifically his last time up, feeling good going into the offseason, and just this top of the ninth inning is this Mets team. This Tyrone Taylor 2 out, 2 strike single when there's really no need for it, right? I mean, it's over. That's the feeling. But this Mets team, no matter how many times they were pushed against the wall, beaten down, it's over, right? They just never stop. That heartbeat never stop pumping. It's formidable and admirable to see from this group, and you hope, like Alvarez going into the offseason feeling good, the Mets and their franchise and their fans can go into the offseason also feeling good about what's to come.
Now, you said this group, and that's a very important phrase, because for this group, this is it. There's going to be change here. There is with every team. But we just told you how many Mets could leave contractually at the end of the season. Here's Alvarez. Bouncing ball to the right side. Taylor up with it. Throws to first in time. And the Los Angeles Dodgers have won the 2024 National League pennant. They're out at the mound, jumping on Blake Trinan. And the Dodgers now coming out from the bullpen. All of them are mobbing each other up the first baseline on the grass. It's a party at Dodger Stadium. But the New York Mets, as they leave the field and head to their clubhouse, have absolutely nothing to be ashamed of, as they gave their fans one of the most memorable runs in their 63-year franchise history. In the ninth inning for the Mets, 1 run on 2 hits. No errors, 1 man left. Congratulations to manager Dave Roberts and the 2024 National League champion Los Angeles Dodgers. They'll face the Yankees in the World Series beginning here at Dodger Stadium on Friday night. The final score in the decisive Game 6, the Los Angeles Dodgers 10 and the New York Mets 5. Back to talk about it in a moment on Odyssey Mets Radio.